Now, a vigil is being held to mark 3 years since the death of Zara Aleena, who was murdered on the 26th of June 2022 by a man who had recently been released from prison. The vigil comes ahead of a meeting between Zara's family and the Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, which will focus on Labour's commitment to halving violence against women and girls. Zara's aunt, Farah Naz, spoke to Sky's Emma Birchley earlier about why the vigil is so important to remember Zara.
3 years on, it feels like yesterday, and sometimes it feels like 10 years ago. And because the journey has been hard, and it's very important for me, for my family, and for all those that support us, and for other victims to be here, to honour Zara's name, to not let it be forgotten, to remind society that there was a needless murder and that we must also protest. So we come together to silently protest against systems that failed Zara, to protest against a culture that accepts and facilitates violence and excuses it. And we come together to stand against violence towards women and girls, and to say this must stop, no more.
So what do you think has changed in the last 3 years, if anything?
There have been changes, for sure. There have been changes, and there have been policy changes, there have been practice changes, services have been scrutinised, investigated. There has been an inquest which led to the government, the state, admitting fault, admitting that it made mistakes. This is a rare event when a woman is murdered. So that's a big change. And then there are changes still to come. And the changes that are still to come is that we still need more policy change. We still need a huge cultural shift. And we need more attention put into early intervention. This man was needing attention when he was perhaps a 4-year-old, needing attention when he was 12 years old, needing attention when he was 18, and then thereon a life in prison where there was barely any rehabilitation. So just looking at this story, you can see that there's so much more to do, and we need to shine a light on areas that we're afraid to look at, and we've got to have the courage to face actually the reality that the streets are not safe for women and girls.